dear friends, this is Lana with Lana Balana Design for Spellbinders, and welcome to my channel. I have these two cuties. They're brand new release from Spellbinders. Yes, they just came out on the 10th and they're going to be available to purchase. So I have a link down below if you want to check them out. Please do. But these are just absolutely adorable, and this is what we're going to be playing with today. So the first stamp is this cute little mouse that's indulging in his cake, and it's called Sweet Birthday, and it has very cute sentiments. You're never too old for birthday cake. Take it easy, and wishing you a beautiful birthday. And the second one is this phenomenal, the cutest stamp. When I saw it, I said, I have to have this little happy guy. It says, just be yourself, be happy, and when life gives you troubles, blow bubbles. This is just too adorable. That made me so giggle and happy. And this one is called Pop. And now I am going to use also this awesome X-PressIt paper. Now this X-PressIt paper is not as thick, and it's designed for Copic coloring, and I'm also going to use a Misty. So I'm gonna try something for the very first time, and I hope you like this technique. And let's get going. So I started a little bit backwards here. We are going to be playing with the toner ink by Heidi Swapp. Actually, that toner is meant for foiling and to use with Minc. Next thing, what I have here is these little sponges or daubers. I unfortunately got these by mistake. I thought I ordered big ones, but now I have a bunch of these little ones, and I thought I should put them to good use. So since I don't have the actual tool for it, I decided to improvise. I have this wax seal handle, and what I am going to do is just attach a little piece of Velcro that I have in my stash, and just attach this little applicator on top of it. And I think that is going to hold just fine. Next, you're gonna need a little ceramic dish where you're gonna pour just a little bit of that toner. And the proper way to do this is by using these ink pads by Heidi Swapp, and they're actually meant for foiling or used with Minc. Now, these ink pads are definitely not that expensive, that I can tell you. I just didn't want to waste them, and I have them here in my stash for a very long time, and this is the first time that I'm using them. So let's play with them. What it says is that you're supposed to put about 15 milliliters of toner directly on this ink pad and spread it evenly. Now I don't have a measuring tool, so I'm just gonna pour that ink right on top of it here, and it says to wait about 15 minutes for that ink to be absorbed. Now the problem, or not so much the problem I should say, but what I do not like about these inks is that they dry very fast. So if you don't use them for your projects right away, so you're gonna waste it. It's gonna dry. When it dries very hard. So that is why these pads are not really for long-term use, and I think that's the reason why they're so inexpensive. So because I didn't want to be so wasteful, that is one of the reasons why I decided to give these little applicators a try. And now let's get to action. I am going to use Misty for this. I got my card panel here, putting it in the corner, and going to simply attach this stamp to it. Next, I'm going to use the toner and just pour a little bit of that toner right into that ceramic dish. Next, I'm going to use my dauber here and dab that toner directly on my stamp. After that is done, I am going to simply stamp. Now, this process is very fast and you gotta work fast because this toner will dry fast. It just applies very nice and very easily. I have no problems with it. And let's see how it's going to imprint. Okay, so this is a little bit darker than expected, but it still gives you a good impression. Maybe I should have done a little bit less of that pigment on there, but let's see how the sponge actually works. Now, the instructions say that you have to pour like 15 milliliters. I do not have any measuring cups or anything, but I'm just going to see if this is going to just spread on the pad. I am not sure if this is a good idea to do or not, but I'm spreading this toner all over that pad, and now I'm going to wait for it to soak in. It says 15 minutes, but I'm not sure if that's actually accurate or not, but we'll give it about 15 minutes. Next, I'm going to attach this other stamp, and I'm going to use the same method as I first started. Yes, this really seems to me like it's a lot of ink. Maybe next time I'm gonna try to see if I could add a lot less ink or less toner to this. It looks better, but again, all these lines that you see here, the lines, that's all going to be covered with foil, and it's going to look very messy. I am not sure I like this, but let's see how it's going to turn out with the pad. I am now, yeah, this fell off for some reason. It doesn't want to stick, or it doesn't want to stay attached to it, but I'll do my best. Okay, I'm just gonna ink it up like this and see if this is going to work. Now you see there's not a lot of ink on this pad, and it does act more like a stamping pad. And wow, now that works so much better. Look at these fine lines. It looks awesome. I like that so much better. Now I'm going to clean it with some alcohol. As you can see, these rubber stamps are okay when cleaned with rubbing alcohol. There's a lot of ink here, so it's going to take a while to clean it. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my other stamp. Again, I'm going to position another panel right in the corner, and I'm going to ink it up with this ink pad and see what kind of impression I'm going to get. Now, the impression for this one was okay. I'm not too impressed by it, but it worked much better than stamping and inking with a dauber. The first one turned out to be much better, and now what I am doing is applying water, a lot of water to the stamp. This actually works so much better than rubbing alcohol, I do have to admit. So if you ever use this toner for your stamps, make sure you soak it in water, just simple plain water, and clean it up. That seemed to work much better. And now let's see how foiling is going to look on our stamped image. I just got some hot foil transfer here, and I'm going to apply it directly to my image. Now, if you have never done this before, all you have to do is get that foil, put it on your image, and you need to have a little folder that comes with Minc, and that's what you want to put your card in and put it through your Minc or laminating machine if you have it. Now, they recommend settings number 5. I used settings 4 and it seemed to work just fine to me, but I'm also going to try to foil this messy one as well, just for the purpose of this video and to see how the impression is going to look. So here is the first one, and let's see how it looks like. Oh my word, look how pretty that is. I love it. This is so beautiful with so much details, and it looks like every little dot got covered in gold. Absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to try this messy one and see how that one is going to look. So let's open it up and see how this one looks. And as you can see, it's very messy. I don't like that look. And that is because of a lot of ink on it. I'm pretty sure that this one is going to look the same. So I'm not going to foil it. And I'm going to move straight to coloring. I picked Copic markers for this. When it comes to Copics, I often pick more colors than I originally planned to. There's a couple of reasons for this. First, that is because I changed my mind in which direction I want to move on, or I simply need more either darker or lighter markers to better blend my coloring. Now, when it comes to Copic coloring, here is my secret on how I like to pick my colors. I like to turn to the Copic chart and look at it closely and see which colors speak to me, so to speak. I will then look at my stamped image and see which colors to use and which colors would go well with that stamped image. Now, when it comes to Copic markers and the way they blend, there is a little thing to keep in mind. First, you don't want to go too far away from the markers that are in the same color family. What does that mean? When you pick a marker, make sure that the number of the marker is not too far away from the next shade that you're going to use. For example, if you are using Y02, you want to use Y04 and Y08. And you know that those 3 colors are going to blend seamlessly. For better blending, always use colors that are not more than 2 digits away from each other. Now, if you would like to blend colors that are not in the same family, focus on the last digit. This will create a very nice gradient look, and it will be much better and easier to blend. And now, since we're just coloring, I would like to take this opportunity and thank Spellbinders for sending me these beautiful stamps to play with. Please feel free to click on my affiliate links down below. You don't have to purchase anything if you don't want to, but please just click on them. That way, Spellbinders will know that I send you, and it will mean a lot to me, but most certainly no cost to you. That will help me create more of such cool videos with new techniques, with new tips and tricks every time. So now we are going to move to assembly, and also I'm going to show you one trick when it comes to adding sentiments to your cards. So I really wanted to stamp this sentiment. It says, "When life gives you troubles, blow bubbles." But this sentiment will not fit on my card. So if this was a clear stamp, I would have simply cut it in half and make 2 sentiments out of 1 and stamp it that way. But when it comes to clink stamps, you can't do that. They're too close together. So here is a little trick. Simply position your stamp on your card, pick it up with your stamping block or a MISTI if you have a MISTI, and use some masking tape to mask the rest of the sentiment. Now you want to do this before you ink up your stamp. Do not do this when your stamp is inked up. That'll create a mess. You will have to clean your stamp completely and then mask it in order for this technique to work. So attach your masking tape while the stamp is still clean. Once you mask off the sentiment that you don't want to stamp, simply ink up your stamp and then remove the masking tape and then stamp. As you can see, this looks like one stamp. Now repeat the same thing with the remaining of your sentiment. Clean up your stamp first, fully. Next, attach it to your panel. Pick it up with your stamp block or with your MISTI. Next, mask off the sentiment part that you don't want to be stamped. Ink it up, remove the mask, and stamp. And look at these fabulous results. And here is that other card that I colored, and I'm going to do just a simple straightforward stamping here. We don't need any special effects here. All I'm doing is positioning the stamp to my MISTI and inking it up and stamping. Simple, straightforward stamping. Now I am going to attach these cards to their card bases, and we are done. And here we are at the end of our video. I cannot be happier by the way these cards turned out. It is just absolutely fabulous, and I love the shine that you can see on these cards. Now, you can't really see it on camera, but in real life, it's really so beautiful, and I wish I could show you that effect on camera. And again, that is it for today. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you like this technique. I hope you like what we created. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to help. Everything that I used today is linked down below. And consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again, and see you soon with another video. Bye-bye.